Hey, what's up, you guys? It's That Podcast with El Pity and John John.
Hey, what? We back in the house, bitches. I hesitated for half a second. I'm like, do I say it? I'm like, yes.
This is our podcast now, so we cuss on here. It's
That's
fine.
right. Thank you, audience.
Yes. Hello, audience. How are you?
Yes, our fake studio audience is here to love us as usual.
Hey, guess what?
What's up, girl?
Happy episode 27.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, let's go.
Give it up. Yeah, that's right. El Pity is right. We this is episode number 27, dose 7, and you know, believe it or not, that
Dose
is
7.
Dose 7.
27.
I don't know if that's right to correct you or not.
I'm pretty sure it is. No.
Ese potente.
Chiquito de Lori. ¿Dónde está la cerveza?
Oh yes, girl. I heard beer.
Yep, you sure did.
So yeah, so episode number 27. We are close to 5 million views.
Plays.
Plays. Listens. so it's SoundCloud, right?
Yes, on SoundCloud.
Yeah,
And
so
that
epic.
Actually, it pulls from like our iTunes and our Google too, I think.
Oh yeah, it definitely does. So
yeah.
that's not only our SoundCloud folks, that's Apple iTunes,
Yeah.
podcasts, and of course Google Play, and everywhere else that our podcast is.
YouTube. Well,
and YouTube. It's
Yeah.
on YouTube, which is
forgot.
very exciting. And
I
we
fell asleep for a second. I'm sorry.
yeah, between both El Pity and I's channel, we're at about 175,000 views on YouTube, which is epic.
Most of them are in his channel.
Girl, give it up, fake audience.
And if you could just like and subscribe my channel, that'd be great.
That's right.
I did post a new video that was outside of DragCon.
Oh, that was
Well,
very
I mean,
funny, El Pity.
Technically, it was DragCon related, but
It was.
Yeah.
Girl, I got a cough. Hold on.
Okay. That was a beautiful cough.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we're back. As you mentioned, we're at episode 27. And we just got back from RuPaul's DragCon in Los Angeles,
We
California.
did, yes. We're all tanned and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm just making up shit. I'm sorry.
There's a joke here that I can't say.
Yes. Guys, I could get a little darker, but
That's true.
I'm already tan enough because I'm black.
Ooh, shit. Give it up for her.
Thank you. I'm very proud about that. Thank you. Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. Oh, this podcast.
Go ahead.
So as you guys know, the conversation happens at hashtag that podcast, and we will of course link our social medias, including our YouTubes and all that fun stuff
Down below.
You got it, girl.
Holla. Real quick before we get into our RuPaul extravaganza and recap of these last 5 episodes. I think it's 5. I don't know how to count.
I think you meant RuCap.
Ooh, shit.
Correct.
What if I meant Cat Paul?
Cat Paul. What the fuck is that?
That's where RuPaul lives. I don't know.
Cat and Cat Paul.
I'd shut up. I don't know.
What, hold on. I don't know what you're trying to.
RuPaul, Cap,
Cap.
Paul. Like
Cap
recap Paul.
Oh, recap.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening, folks. This was That Podcast with
John John. Bye.
No, but you're spot on. We're going to be doing some recapping of RuPaul's Drag Race, folks.
Yes, so before we do that, we do want to give a couple of shout-outs.
Oh, my goodness. I love shout-outs.
Yes. I'm going to start off first. I forgot about that. We haven't done this in a little bit.
Wow.
Shout out to Becky and Ashley.
Hey, Bex and Ashley. Hi. We love you.
Yes.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you guys' support, of course. And Ashley is a very dear friend of ours.
Yes.
Yeah, and who actually, we just did this really fun show at Trax Denver.
Yes.
Right, called Lip Sync for Your Laugh.
And not Legacy, like I accidentally wrote down.
Put in her phone.
Yes.
It was very flattering.
Yes. Lip Sync for Your Legacy.
Legacy. But yeah, so we'll post a link for that fun thing below as well. We're going to be doing a Pride show at Trax Denver on June 15th.
Yes.
So we will definitely link that below. You can see Miss Ashley Scroggins and a gaggle of gays and drag queens at the show.
And then I'll be there too, just being my little straight self. Like, oh my God, look at everybody. They're so pretty.
We just dubbed you a new thing. What is your new official?
So I was
she is
going
now
to-
the new
I was going to say Allie. Like ally.
Allie.
But I said it Allie instead. I don't know.
No, you're definitely an ally, no
Yeah.
doubt. But she said Allie.
I-
But then
I'm-
we're saying, with the show, you're going to be officially now
Oh,
the Chrissy Teigen.
I'm
of
going to be
the-
Chrissy Teigen.
That's right.
I'm fucking Chrissy Teigen. Well, ooh, wait, hold up. I am.
She is fucking. You heard it here, folks. El Pity is fucking Christy Teigen.
Chrissy, I'm sorry. Please, I'm sorry. I love you so much. Just please be my
that is
friend.
hilarious. Yeah, no, Chrissy Teigen, she is funny on Twitter too. Have you seen her tweets? I'm like, girl.
Chrissy is my idol.
Oh,
So.
I love her. But yeah, so that's Lip Sync for Your Laugh. That was
Yes.
really, really fun. But
Yes.
let's
What shout outs do you have? I have a few more, obviously.
Oh, I got. I have to give a huge shout out to, of course, Fagsy Malone.
Hey, boo!
Give it up for Fagsy.
Yes.
Fagsy is actually a wonderful person and
Yes.
podcaster.
Yes.
Who does It's a Gay podcast, and of course is on Straight Talk with Ross Matthews.
Yes.
And it's really cool when people in our industry support each other. And
Exactly.
Fagsy is one of those people who supports us, listens to us, comments with us, and we do, of course, the same for him.
Yes.
And Fagsy, I love your podcast.
Yes. Can we put a link? I think I have it on my computer because I listened to him. And he actually gave me, I don't know if I mentioned this last episode because I forget to listen to my own damn self, but he gave me a shout out during his Instagram live stream, and he like told a story that I forgot about that I did. So thank you so much for that shout out. I love you.
So sweet.
Yes.
So darn sweet.
Love El Pity, a.k.a.
But I love his
Beyonce.
podcast. Yeah, Beyonce. But he was hilarious. His podcast. It's a beautiful Malibu morning.
Yes.
And I adore you. So thank you for the support. So that's our shout out
Yes.
to you, Mr. Fagsy.
Yes, I have
Much
two
love.
more shout outs. I feel like I have more.
Then that
but-
means we need two more.
Yeah. There we go. So I want to give a shout out to my former coworker now. Oh, my charger is just former coworker.
Former coworker who actually showed up to the show on Friday, which
Yes,
was
yes.
awesome.
So
Thank you
hi,
for-
John.
Hi.
He's moving. He's leaving me. I'm sad. So
And we won't disclose where he's moving.
no, it's gonna be. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna disclose it.
We will post the Google Maps of where
Right.
he is living.
Exactly.
Down below.
So we're making plans to go visit him. So,
Oh,
yeah.
stop it.
You're
That's
gonna
so
come
cute.
with. You're coming with.
I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
there's that.
You're in my
podcast.
luggage.
Oh, I'm in your bitch. You gonna do the big piece of luggage.
So
What's that? That's a grand piano.
I like to bring it with
Nah.
me. Fuck you.
That's my ass up in a big old
Oh,
box.
right. So, John, we're going to come visit you. Don't worry.
That would be wonderful.
Yes. And then I also have to give a shout out to like my longest best friend ever, Peter,
Ooh, longest best friend ever, Peter.
who is also moving
Oh.
out of state. So I'm sad. I'm not going to disclose where he's going either. So I
think that's probably a
Yeah.
very smart thing
Yeah.
for litigation.
exactly.
They're
So
like suing us for.
right, exactly. So I'm.
Our fans are so crazed, El Pity, that they'll chase our friends down.
What do they like? Oh my god.
They followed our friends. They were so big.
Keep in mind, did we get recognized at all in LA?
No.
Nope,
mm-mm.
we sure the hell did. I
No.
think the only person that really knew who we were Fagsy.
Yeah, Fagsy, it's funny because I don't know. It's kind of like where we are, like, because we have such a big following, especially in LA, it is really weird. Okay, I'm just going to say, we are marginally famous.
Marginally.
Hey, y'all.
Like, what list would we be on? Because there's like ABC. Would it be like W?
I like Q.
Q,
I think we'd be
ooh.
on the Q list, girl.
Okay, cool. I'm
On
cool
the
with that.
Q list.
I don't know a song for that. I'm so sorry. I'm not ready.
But
But
yeah,
yes.
no. So that was. So I doubt that they would say anything, right? Because
Yeah.
we ran into some YouTubers, but it was like I
Yeah.
didn't really like. Hey yo.
I did have a freak out for Glozell. I got to be so honest.
Although that one was epic.
that was
Glozell.
epic. Yes.
Which actually
'cause-
brings me to my shout out.
Yes.
My shout out is for Glozell as well. Let's give Glozell a shout out, girl.
Yes. Even though she wrote back to you on Twitter and not me.
That's okay.
It's not okay. I mean, I did
okay.
get a picture with her and asked her about her daughter because I
Yeah.
didn't know what to say. I was like, I love you so much. How's your daughter? Because I was really genuinely curious because I like watched her whole, oh, hey, Siren, you don't get to meet Glozell. No, hey,
Nope, siren.
my turn.
I wonder if anyone can even hear the siren, or are we just literally some crazy people?
We are. Our window's open right now, so if you
That's
hear
right.
stuff,
El
it's,
Pity
yeah.
is silent protesting the hot 90-degree weather in
Yeah,
Denver.
it's hot.
It is, and
Yeah.
she's like, I will not close this fucking window, John.
It's almost 7:30.
not.
I will not.
I will not close that fucking window.
No, I will not.
And I'm all,
He's like sitting around, well, jumping around, dancing. I don't know. We've lost
true.
our minds. It's been a crazy week. So.
it has, but we have to bring you episode number 27.
Yes. Glozell, we love you.
We do.
Please come on our show.
You know what time it is, El Pity.
What time is it?
Start your engines. May the best woman win.
RuPaul Drag Race.
Start your engines. May the best woman win. Oh, girl.
Oh, we killed that. You know
We
what?
did. Give me some.
Shoot. We going on tour. If you would like to see us on tour, let us know what cities you want to. West Chicago will come to you first.
West Chicago will come to you.
West Chicago just keeps coming back to our number one city. Like
Chicago, we love you.
Denver was up there for a second.
And then they're like, fuck those people.
Right. They were like, we're West Chicago. We about to listen to you. We need to make a trip to West Chicago.
Chicago, and then, of course, LA and the outskirts of LA. We have huge listeners in California, which is
sad because we live in Colorado.
I know. We're just going to pack up a fucking truck and move
we're just going to live in the truck.
See you soon, taxi.
Yes. We're going to be best friends. Actually, do you have rooms available for us? Because we're going to come stay with you.
Want to see a fucking bed and breakfast?
Yep. Surprise.
She said you got any rooms available.
I'm just kidding.
You got breakfast accommodations in the morning?
Right. I don't like cantaloupe and honeydew.
Cantaloupe. But yeah, but our trip was really fun.
Yes, it was.
But let's dive right into RuPaul, girl.
Yes, get your notes out,
Get your notes out, bitch.
Yes, RuPaul's Drag Race.
Stadion and Jones.
RuPaul's Drag Race. Sorry,
we gotta get into
it.
So,
we're not gonna look at that. We don't have to 6 through 10, right? Does that sound right?
6 through 10, you're exactly right. So,
because I didn't make notes for 5.
So the last episode that we covered was episode 5.
Yes.
Which we all know. Spoiler alert. Is
I don't know what that was.
Mayhem Miller was actually the one who went home.
Yes, which I ran into her. Well, she almost ran into me at DragCon. She was running out of the Vixens booth. And all of a sudden she's like, oh, excuse me. And I was like, hi, I love you.
Hi, I love you.
So hi, man.
She's like, she ran into me.
Right.
But yeah, so so that mini challenge on that episode. So there's a couple people still there, but it was that they all had to like sit on a chair with different things, right?
So like on a secret.
And so like they sat on an eggplant, a traffic cone,
a cake,
a fax machine.
Yes, I was about to say that.
A bag of chips,
right?
Marshmallows.
Yes.
My favorite was, I have to say, was pork chop.
Pork chop. The fish.
The real fish was pretty hilarious. Dude.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
But like seeing them all sit on it, I was like, oh, good.
Right.
And so ultimately, the winner of that challenge was
Asia, wasn't
it?
Yeah,
Asia O'Hara.
Yeah.
And so so then this episode is obviously that DragCon panel extravaganza, and Asia didn't get. It was really funny. So this episode cracked me up. She didn't get any benefit for winning.
Right.
She's like, "Great, you won." And now everyone picked their own teams.
Right. Surprise.
And so so the teams had to cover what, like makeup,
it was body,
wigs,
makeup,
body,
wigs.
makeup, wigs.
Yeah.
Yep. So they picked their own teams. So that
So my favorite thing was, so when they, since she didn't get like any advantage, she was just like looking around for a team. Eureka was, and she noticed that like Monet and Cameron, nobody wanted to work with them because they've kind of been like in the bottom, and so Monet deserves better.
She does.
Hashtag Monet
deserves
better. Okay.
Hashtag Monet deserves better.
Right. So I thought it was so nice that Eureka came through and was just like, you know what? Nobody's talking to them. Let me make them my team. And they made it work like really well. I mean, spoiler alert, they ended up winning.
Yeah, no, it's exactly right. So Eureka, Cameron, Monet did that drag god panel for proportionizing. And I think you're right. They were really, really funny. So then the other teams were kind of split up. It was Aquaria, Monique, and Asia.
Yes, and that was the makeup team.
Exactly right.
And then
that was all over the place.
It was. That was not executed well at all.
Which is funny because these are pretty big personalities. So I couldn't believe that one.
Well, I think the issue was is that Aquaria, right? Yeah, it was
Aquaria.
Aquaria and oh my gosh, Asia were like doing a tutorial at the same time. Like, hey, while I'm putting on my lash, she's going to show you how to do these lips.
And while I do these lips, I'm going to tell her turn her back over to the eyelashes.
Right, and then I'm going to drop it low while I'm doing this eyelash.
And then I'm going to come back here and do some lipstick.
And then I'm going to give her some of my holographic glitter.
And it was like, oh my god, what a mess.
Right, like it looked great, but it was just. It was too messy, so it's making the audience look back and forth. If you want them to focus on one thing, you want them to focus on one thing, is really what I'm trying to say.
You're exactly right.
Right.
And then the Wigs team,
Blair St. Clair, Vixen, and Ms. Cracker.
That's exactly right, baby. Cool. So oddly enough, they were the Wigs. And what's crazy is that team ended up bottom 3. How crazy is that shit?
Well, they were... You know, it's one thing to like make jokes and be rude, but like it was just straight up like mean.
And it was weird too, right? Didn't you feel like you weren't supposed to listen to those jokes? You're like,
my virgin ears. Like that's how it felt.
It really did.
Right.
So then ultimately, out of those bottom 3, Vixen and Blair end up on the bottom. Mm-hmm. How sad.
And then, gosh, this was such a heart-wrenching moment just because Blair disclosed, like, why she styles the way that she does. She likes to have pretty things because at times she feels that she's dirty. She had a sexual harassment.
Yeah, she was
harassment.
She was very open about being assaulted. And,
like, I just really, I mean, we hugged her at DragCon, so I was very glad of that. Like, I just hope she knows that she's making such a difference, and she seems more confident now. After she did that, she seems more confident.
Like, just she finally could tell her truth.
Exactly. And
so those two end up in the bottom, and we will talk about who goes home in just a moment. But the runway was all hats. I love that.
Yes.
And of course, the winner of the entire challenge ended up being Miss Eureka.
Oh my gosh,
Miss Eureka O'Hara. She killed it.
Right.
I love that hat challenge.
Yes.
I loved, Carmen Sandiego is not that hard to find.
Right. That was Eureka's. I liked the Vixens, though.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Ooh.
I know. And
unpopular opinion.
I know, but I just like her creativity for this. Like,
it actually... I almost choked on my spit, folks.
It's okay.
Live on that podcast.
Death.
You know whose look I lived for?
Whose?
Ms. Cracker's hair.
Oh my gosh,
it was a hat styled out of hair.
She said that took 12 hours.
Oh, I believe that shit.
All on her.
We were just talking about hair, too. I mean, I can only imagine.
Because I got more herded, and you need to get your herded. Not saying that you need it, but you need, like, color.
Wow, she coming for me, folks.
I'm coming for ya!
But yeah, so, and then, out of the lip sync for your life, of course. Who goes home, El Pity?
Blair St. Clair.
Oh my god.
And she looks so adorable, though.
She did. I mean, Blair St. Clair is epic beautiful. Literally looks like kind of like the old school Barbie. Like with that her facial features.
It's Barbie's world.
It's Barbie's world.
I'll have to play that video for you.
So that was the DragCon panel extravaganza. That was a fun episode.
It was, yeah.
I couldn't believe Vixen didn't go home, though.
I know.
I mean, I was a little bit shook.
Vixen has had... we're just going to keep talking. How about that?
I love it.
Yes.
And then the next episode is my favorite episode every single week. Every single season.
Yes.
And it's the Snatch Game!
Woo!
Okay, oh my goodness.
Before we go on, if you were on the Snatch Game, who would you be?
You know, I have put a lot of thought into this.
Would it be Beyonce?
No.
Good. Smart answer.
Well, Beyonce's been butchered 3 previous times now with Asia. But to answer your question, I would be Susie Orman, girlfriend. Yeah, I friggin' love Susie Orman.
I love it.
And you know, she gets all passionate about money. You have got to save your money, girlfriend. And that's what it's about.
Thanks, Susie.
Thanks, Susie. Thank you for your call. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I love Susie Orman.
She's a good lady.
What about you? If you had to play Snatch Game,
not Beyonce.
Not Beyonce.
Because I would totally mess that up.
Well, and the hard thing with Beyonce is not that she doesn't have a personality. It's not a very outward personality.
Right.
It's hard to convey.
She's, even though she's like amazing on the stage, I think she's an ambivert. Ambivert. Because I'm an ambivert. Like, she can get on the stage.
And I'm just Ambien.
And Ambien.
I just sleepwalk.
Does that make you racist?
Speaking of, Lord, girl.
We're not going to talk about Roseanne today.
That's right.
She's trying to get back on it, but that's not the point.
She sure is.
Who would I be? Not Beyonce, because she's on stage, she's just like wham, bam, boom. But like when she's, not on stage and she's at events, stuff like, she's very reserved and like to herself and stuff like that.
So who would you play?
Oh shit. I don't know. Who do you think I would play?
Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah?
I could totally see you play Oprah.
You get a call, and you get a call, and you get a call.
I think and you have to play it up to. I think Ghetto Oprah would be funny.
Right.
Oh my goodness, Oprah who curses a lot would be hilarious to me.
What's up, bitches? Welcome to Oprah Winfrey Show.
It's the Oprah fucking Winfrey
I don't know
show.
why I became a church minister and
you
pastor.
kind of did. Very good pastor.
Get up your feet.
Come on now.
Praise with me. Episode 7.
So the show of the Snatch Game opened up with the reading challenge, which means the library is open, folks, because reading is what? Fundamental.
Oh my gosh, I just love this episode. Just started off on such great notes all the way around. Like, this is probably my favorite episode of the season.
I think we should totally
rewatch it while we're
We should totally rewatch it, but I think we should do a reading challenge.
Oh
my god, you and I, we should come in next time, wear sunglasses, and we gotta just come for each other in the most loving way possible.
Oh god, I don't know if I could do it.
You could do it.
Oh,
Ooh, folks, if you want to see me and Lori read each other.
yes. Oh, maybe we should make this a YouTube video.
Oh, this could be good. Yes. We'll post a poll tonight.
Yes.
And ask you folks. Mm-hmm. But yeah, oh my God, I love when queens be reading.
When queens be reading.
But yeah, no. So of course, I loved Eureka's too.
Yes.
But when she was talking about Cameron Michaels.
Yeah.
She goes, I have nothing mean to say to you.
That's what I wrote down too.
I just want you to fuck me.
And I was like, same.
Ditto.
So yeah, I wrote that down too because I thought that was so hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
So hilarious. So, but yeah, oh gosh, it was so great.
It was a good episode.
I didn't write enough notes because I was so into it that I didn't have time to write notes because I was just hypnotized by that episode, to be so honest with you.
Oh yeah, and then Eureka did ultimately win that challenge.
She did.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then they started working on their characters. Mm-hmm. And you know who came in? One of my favorite queens of all time.
Bianca Del Rio.
Yes. I love
it's so funny to see her out of drag because I'm like, when I've always seen her in drag, so when I saw her as Boy Bianca, I was like, you guys don't match up at all.
When did you see her in Boy Bianca?
Well, like through videos, not like in person. Like I did.
That episode, she was not a boy.
No.
I'm like, I'm sorry. She literally had a full head of hair on and some makeup,
and like this gorgeous necklace and an all black. No, me and Bianca go way back.
But Bianca, so she released a movie called Hurricane Bianca.
Yes.
And then recently just came out with Hurricane Bianca 2. Mm-hmm. Very funny. Watched Hurricane Bianca 2. Katya's in it, Darian Lake, Kasha Davis, and Rachel Dratch.
I need to watch that. I mean, during this mini break that we've had, I watched all of All Stars. So I have watched all seasons of All Stars. I did great.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
That is right. And to mention exactly what El Pity did, was just saying we took a little break.
Yes.
And we posted actually 15 interviews with queens from RuPaul's Drag Con.
Yes, we did.
So hit up our SoundCloud.
That's why it's a mini break.
It is a mini break,
yeah.
but we were posting literally every single day.
We were.
Which was so fun.
So fun.
But yeah, so then Snatch Game. So I got to tell you, you know who I thought killed it in Snatch Game?
Who?
Maya Angelou, played by Monet Exchange.
Thank you. I was like, I loved Aquaria's
oh my God,
Melania
Trump. It was so funny.
I feel like I agree with Monet. She should have took that because she was just
I gotta tell you, but another close runner-up for me was Alana,
yes.
Honey Boo Boo, played by Eureka.
When Monet was like, honestly, I thought it was between me and Eureka because they were fucking phenomenal.
They were.
And then the tragic crash was Beyonce and Blue.
Beyonce, that was so bad.
Right, like I don't.
Beyonce played by Asia, as we mentioned, and Blue Ivy played by the Vixen.
Asia, I consider a front runner. So for her to confidently be like, oh yeah, I sound just like Beyonce. She sounded nothing like Beyonce. She looked fantastic, though.
Yeah, no, it's
I'm still offended.
Still offended. But yeah, no, they were really, really funny. And so out of that challenge, right, real quickly, Miss Cracker played Dorothy Parker. Cameron Michaels played China the wrestler, which was so funny.
Which I think that's how Aquaria won, because she had like the best freaking joke.
One-liner with...
Yes. Oh, no wonder my husband talks so much about China.
It's so true. Monique Hart played Miss Maxine Waters.
Yes.
Of course, for that meme and Congresswoman who... Reclaiming my
time.
Reclaiming my time. Monet Exchange playing Maya Angelou. Aquaria Melania Trump, as you mentioned. Blue Ivy played by the Vixen. Alana by Eureka.
Yes.
And out of all of those bitches, the bottom three ended up being the Vixen, Asia, and Monique Hart.
Yes. Wow. Which... Wasn't this the first time that Monique was in the bottom? Am I correct in that?
Yeah, I think so. I think you might be right on that. Yeah.
So, which I was just like, Monique, what?
Yeah, Monique has such a fun personality. Right. She really, really does.
It was a bit of a shock for me because it was the first time she was in the bottom and she went home.
I'm way to ruin that spoiler, bitch.
My bad.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so you're exactly right. So the bottom two end up being Miss the Vixen and Monique Hart.
Yes.
And eliminating Monique. I gotta tell you, remember Kate Upton? Was Kate Upton not a plus-size model?
She was. And so when she came out on stage, I was like, oh, hi, Kate. I like her better as a plus-size model. I think I'm just kind of out of it.
Well, that's because you and I are plus-size models.
Yes, exactly.
Hey. Ding, correct. Ding. Orders up.
I feel like no matter how much weight we would lose, we would still be a plus-size model.
Girl, always. We got curves and swerves and everything in between.
And we don't want it any other way.
Any other way? No.
Nope.
But yeah, so and then the runway theme was inspired by Bette Midler's act, of course, and they were mermaid realnesses being rolled out in wheelchairs.
You know, I love mermaids and stuff like that, but I really wasn't impressed by anyone, to be so honest with you.
It was one of those risks I think they took.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, although I kind of agree with you, I disagree because I do think I did take Eureka's kind of dark mermaid.
Yeah.
And then Aquaria's oil slick mermaid.
Okay.
I was like very fashion.
I think I was for Aquaria. I was too distracted. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm like, I forgot how to speak. I don't know words no more. The oil slick, like how it was like rippling around. Like I was too distracted, like seeing that because I was like, oh, why is that
that's
flapping
not
around?
oil. That's
just
latex.
flapping around. I mean, if I did have to pick a favorite for my own, it would be Asia. Just because I love that she wore a mask, even though that's kind of like
so. Yeah.
Faux pas.
Faux pas.
Who's calling
faux
me right
pas,
now?
girl. You gonna? Oh.
You want me to answer it online?
You know, I think that would be a wonderful idea, but who knows who it could be?
I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
We're gonna do this live.
Here we go.
Hello. No, this is not his number.
So no one can actually hear what this conversation is.
Have a good one. She hung up. They asked for my dad.
Oh, how odd.
It's usually like
you made that. I got to tell you, you made that very uneventful for everyone.
Yeah.
Like, hold on, I'm gonna take a call.
right.
1 second.
Usually, if it's
Hello?
like a telemarketer, I cuss them out. So it's
You bet.
usually really good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah, that wasn't anything. It's usually like, hey, we want to like talk to you about your roof and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't have a roof.
That was like the biggest build up for the biggest letdown.
I know. Sorry.
The audience is like, what the fuck was that?
Right. I don't know why they keep asking. I don't know how they have. I've had this number for 16 years because I'm only 18.
Yes, you got it when you're a ripe age of 2.
Exactly. So here's the thing. I get calls for Wallace, a guy named Wallace, who keeps giving out my number.
Ooh, Wallace.
So I've cussed out so many people telling them like, hey, hi, no, I'm not Wallace. You keep calling me. I've had this number.
Ooh, you know what it could be? I see a lot of like mistakes with the area code.
He keeps doing it.
Oh, what a jerk.
He does it on purpose.
Listen here, hashtag Wallace.
I know you're 83 years old because one of the callers gave out your information, so you should check that.
Oh my God. So you're getting, are you catfished?
I don't know.
What was his name again?
Wallace.
Wallace.
I'm not going to blast out his last name.
You know that too? That's what his address.
Like, I know that he's somewhere here in Colorado. He's 83 years old, and I know his last name. So.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
So then, let's jump back into Snatch Game. So that episode. So, all the queens were asked the epic question of who's to go home and why.
Ooh,
that's tough, isn't it?
that's so tough.
Now, I thought a lot about you during this part because there is a pageant way to answer this that
Exactly.
doesn't hurt people's feelings.
Exactly.
So real quick, I'll go down the list. Eureka said Asia.
Yes.
Because she said it was her biggest competition.
Exactly.
Thought that was kind of interesting. And I'll get to Vixen last, but Monet indicated Vixen. Asia indicated Vixen.
Yes.
Monique Hart, Vixen.
Yes.
Aquaria, Vixen.
Yes.
And then Vixen really attacked Eureka on the stage.
Yes. Keep in mind, Eureka didn't say Vixen. She said Asia.
Now, let me ask you this as a pageant queen. If someone is coming for you on stage, would you have responded like Eureka did and defend yourself, or would you just let it kind of speak for itself?
I would let her finish first, and then I would say, like, honestly, I'd probably just leave it, because if this is a pageant and we're being scored and she's going off on me, as long as I don't say anything, I'm going to keep my score. Usually, you're going to get docked points. But if I did have to respond, first, my answer would be like Eureka's, like saying, like, hey, I would get rid of Asia because she is my biggest competition, if it was a competition like that. Within pageantry, the big thing is saying you're really competing against yourself. You want to compete.
I am going to eliminate myself because I am so good.
I am so good.
And so you would have defended yourself.
I wouldn't have said anything if it was actually like a pageant and like points could have been taken away.
But if you were a drag queen on the show, would you have said something?
Oh, I would have cussed her ass out.
Give it up.
I would have read her there like, bitch, have you seen your hair? Why does your hair look like something unquestionable?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
And then I think even Vixen said that she does hair for a living.
I know. I don't know if I don't know.
She said something about doing hair. And I was like, you don't lie.
Don't be lying to the world. And then the episode closed out. Alex Trebek made, 3 cameos?
Yeah.
Which was hilarious.
We need Alex.
And so she's like, can I get an amen up in here? And you hear Alex Trebek on the screen. He's like, amen. which was great.
He's
No, that was fun.
Yes.
But like we mentioned, Monique Goes Home, which brings us right into episode number 8, which is dubbed the Unauthorized Share Rusical.
I thought this was so darn cute.
This was a great, but the episode started with, because they do the recap from last week.
Yes.
Vixen was so mad at some of the queens.
Right.
Because some of them said that they wanted to send her home.
Exactly.
And she said something like, "I have no friends here," and I think that was such an interesting way to address that, because your
Right.
friend can be honest with you.
Exactly.
But you've been honest with me. I've been honest with you.
Right.
Like, doesn't mean you don't have a friend.
I feel like she just said that out of anger, and I think Asia is 100% right. The syndrome of angry black woman syndrome, that's totally what she has. Like, don't get me wrong, I do have love for Vixen and stuff like that, but she's very defensive. She has a lot of walls up, and I think Vixen herself mentioned it, that, like...
Probably from struggle, right? I mean,
like, in the past, she's had to, like, not say anything, you know what I mean? And then finally she started speaking up for herself, but she doesn't know how to gauge between 1 to 100. She can't be a 50. She just goes 0 to 100 real quick.
real quick, y'all. Real quick shout out to
Why did you just read my mind?
I knew you were going there. Here we give it the shout out.
Hi, Assad. Assad, are you awake? You should be. No, you might be sleeping. You might have
Could
an early
be.
bedtime.
As you all know, Assad is DJ Khaled's son, who Lori is convinced is our number one fan and
Yes.
listener of
Yes.
that podcast.
Assad, when's your new album dropping?
Ooh.
Boop, boop. How you living? How you doing? How's your dad doing? Is he saying some dumb stuff like you did one time?
Yeah. How you gonna not give your wife head but expect it?
You need Jesus.
You do. That it's a two-way street. Nobody likes driving down the one-ways in downtown. No.
In college, I drove down a one way the wrong way because I didn't know how the roads work down there yet. So
Tell us more of those stories.
that's all I got. I'm sorry.
What?
Do you want college stories? Because I'll get arrested.
One time I drove down a one-way street. That's our Lori. Fun.
That's really all it was. And then, like, the person that's in the car with me is like, "You're driving down a one-way." I can't even tell you who was in the car with me. I was like,
Lord.
"I know. Shut up. Let me get out of this."
Oh lordy. But yeah, so this episode was the Unauthorized Share Rusical, which was kind of a twist, right? Because they did.
Sorry, you said that somewhere.
Was I stroking out there for a second?
You had a Lori moment. It's fine.
So yeah, all the queens were had to do choreographed numbers and sing live share numbers. So Cameron was
60s.
60 share,
Yeah.
very good. Monet and Vixen, 70s kind of variety
Yes.
show shares.
Yes.
Disco share for Miss Aquaria.
Yes. And then
Asia.
it was actor share.
Yes, movie star share. That's right, baby.
And then we went into the Nandes.
The 90s, we went
Yeah.
to Rockstar share, which was Eureka in that beautiful bodysuit.
Yes, I need that.
And then Miss Cracker was comeback share.
Right, with the auto-tune. Oh, I
So
loved
good.
it. I loved it. I feel like they gave her harsher criticism for that.
I thought so too. I thought they were really coming for her.
Yeah.
And I notice in the episodes when the queens get a lot of time, right? They oftentimes those are the ones that go home, so that get covered. But maybe she didn't go home. But yeah, Cracker did open up about her poverty growing up in her
Yes.
childhood, and that
Yes.
was
I think
really
that's
lovely.
one of the things I love about Drag Race is like it kind of highlights a queen's like background, their past, and
It
stuff
humanizes these queens,
Exactly.
which is duh. I mean, they're obviously brilliant people.
like that. Exactly.
Brilliant artists. But yeah, and then of course one of our faves, Todrick Hall,
Yes.
was the choreographer for these.
Right.
And who was the winner of this challenge? Do you remember?
For this one, why did I just forget? I just forgot what we were talking about for a second. I just had a stroke. I'm so sorry. I think for that challenge, wasn't it? Nope, I said Chad. I meant Cameron.
Cameron Michaels.
Chad did
That's
make an
right.
appearance early in there to like introduce it. So that's
Chad
why
Michaels,
I
of
said,
course, is the world's best Cher impersonator and All-Star winner one.
Exactly.
But Cameron Michaels, 60 Cher, I thought was very well done.
Yes.
Very polished. And that's one thing I think Cameron Michaels has on her side is it's a very put together look.
Exactly. Like even though she's a little reserved, which I just love Cameron.
Yeah.
I just that
She's actually
little-
going to be here for Pride along with Laganja Stranja, Mayhem Miller, and Ross Matthews.
Yes, yes.
Orders up. Vixen and Asia.
I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. Who was your favorite glitter look?
I really did like Eureka.
You like Eureka's?
Eureka had a really nice, I love that kind of white beaded light color. I thought she did a really nice job as well. Yeah.
My favorite was the Vixens.
Really?
Yes. So I just think, even though I'm not a huge fan of short wigs, as my hair is, I chopped my hair off. But I just loved. I did this kind of like the last time. Episode 3, like I'm sitting there playing with like our headphones, like just throwing shit, like.
And I slammed the fuck out of her phone, and I just couldn't help it.
I do that so much. I just realized.
And the funny thing is, our mics are so good it does pick up everything.
And that is totally a crush for me. Not only is it anyways, but it's me throwing shit.
Oh shit, that's funny.
So
our levels are just boggers. Sorry if we're making you deaf on this podcast.
I'm crying. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I keep doing that. I purposely I leave my phone out just this one time because I have to look at my notes. You know what I mean?
And so it's very dangerous for you.
We don't leave anything on the table just because I fucking throw it.
Yeah, I mean...
ask anyone.
I mean, we were having quite the throw fest here during our Facebook Live.
I walked in, he's throwing his bag, and then he's throwing the remote and stuff like that.
The TV's going great. Oh,
right?
Lord.
Somehow we're outside because he threw the whole office out. I mean, it's fine.
Just fine.
But anyways, I liked her... I just liked the colors in it and like how
Describe the colors? It was kind of like rainbow bright?
Rainbow. I was like... there was yellow. I don't know how you wanted me to describe it, but there was glitter all over it, and then she had
people who didn't see it, silly.
Why aren't you seeing things? Watch it. It's on Amazon. Goose. But she also had like glitter cutouts all over her, like glitter shapes. Glitter cutouts. She had like a shape on her and glitter, just throwing shit.
So yeah, no, I thought that was really,
I liked
really
it. I just love the color of it. I like colors.
Well,
I like turtles.
And then of course, Vixen, Asia, and the person who goes home finally is the Vixen.
The Vixen,
which was very controversial because. I almost felt like she needed to be there longer for a breakthrough, right? But I'm sure she's killing it on the road. We wish her nothing but the best, of course.
Right. And then I think I'm going to try not to throw my fucking phone again. I'm glad that, so Asia is sassy, obviously, but in this episode, I'm very glad she, reached out to Vixen and was like, hey, yo, let's figure this out.
Let's figure this out. You don't need to be so cray-cray.
Right. No cray-cray up in this.
And then the next episode, which led right into episode number 9, which is Breast World.
Breast World. This was not one of my favorites at the end of it.
Really?
I liked the beginning of it because there was guys and...
Yeah, let's talk about that. So before the guys came in, Cameron was so humble at the beginning of the episode. Okay, I love me some Cameron, but I can't fucking stand when people are so fake humble.
Right.
Okay, I gotta tell you this. You know you're the shit.
Right.
So don't act like you're not.
Right.
We all have self-confidence issues.
Exactly.
But don't sit there and act like you don't got no talent.
Right. I was about to drop my phone again. I'm so sorry.
But yeah, so the mini challenge, to your point, there was a lot of sexy men that came in. But because they had the Rounder Bum.
Yes.
And so Rounder Bum is a brand, not sponsored, of course, but it makes your package and your butt look better. So it's basically padding. And the butts, I gotta tell you, buddy, some of the butts looked so frightening in those underwear. Did they not?
I was just like...
They reminded me a lot.
Honestly, I forgot how to think because I was just staring at butts. Okay.
Oh yeah, but they were some were eating the underwear.
Yes.
Some of them had that kind of turkey butt, like Miley Cyrus a couple years ago.
Oh,
and
Miley.
So I was like, yeah.
She's just being Miley, okay?
She was just being Miley.
But I love the fact. I just had to point this out as far as a marketing point. I love the fact that they made this game. It was just a really good creative sponsor deal. You know,
and they tend to do that a lot, which is really really lovely. And the winner of that mini challenge, of course, was Miss Aquaria, and she got to do something cool, which was. I was setting you up for.
I don't remember. I'm so sorry. I'm still thinking about the butts. I'm so sorry.
Pootie just looked at me like, "Why the fuck did you spin that to me?"
I was like, "What are you doing?"
I'll just say it then. Okay, she gets to sign the characters for Breast World. Oh my God.
I literally was thinking about butts. I'm so sorry.
Butts.
Butts.
And so so everyone got the one thing about funny that was Aquaria did not pick a character.
No.
She kind of let everyone, and that's kind of a bad strategy.
It is. I know she's trying to be more a part of the group and stuff like that, but still claim your turf.
And it was really fun to like as they dove into the characters to watch Ross and Ross Matthews and Michelle Visage direct that. I thought that was really lovely.
Right.
Yeah.
I would have assigned them different roles. Like I wish they would have switched roles. I mean, I think that's why I don't like it as much, because I was blah 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 blah.
Who's your favorite in that whole act?
That whole act. Ooh, it's a toss up between Monet and Asia.
Oh yeah, I totally agree.
Well, you know what? We're just gonna say the drag name. Aquaria. Aquaria was good in there too.
Dyslexa?
Yes, that's what
was
it is.
her name.
I probably have that.
But yeah, and so I totally agree. I think Asia, Monet, and even Aquaria, I thought killed it from that standpoint.
I'm tangled. I'm so sorry.
And then Asia actually wins that challenge as Miss Parasailing.
Indeed.
Which was a great little parody. And then, you know what I loved? That runway challenge.
Yes.
When they were Golden Girls.
Yes.
So I think, the best way to describe it was like Old Lady Couture.
Yeah, it was Old Lady Couture, and it was really them just like 50 years down the line. Like, what do they think they're going to be? Monet cracked me up because she had
her titties hanging out.
Titties hanging out all the way to the ground.
I also loved Miss Cracker. She did really lovely.
Yes, Asia's was great with the whole glasses gag. Like, oh, hey, there you are, And
then she's all wearing some slides, which is hilarious.
I think Eureka mentioned this, but I don't think she understood the challenge because she was just trying to be pretty up there. And I was like, you look great, girl. You look great.
Eureka you're talking about?
Yeah.
And then Eureka actually ends up in the bottom 3.
Exactly.
With some major players. Cracker, Cameron, and Eureka end up in the bottom 3.
Yes. And that makes sense just because, this is 6, correct me if I'm wrong, there's 6 left. So they really have to be nitpicky.
I literally just looked at that video and just threw my phone on the desk.
That was so dramatic too, because
our neighbors in the office are like, what the fuck?
They're like coming to knock, and then they see like the on-air sign.
Yeah.
I was gonna say on-call, but
on-call.
I don't even know what we were talking about.
That's for later.
Oh, I was saying that like they really have to be nitpicky. Put the phone down. Don't drop it.
I really was just.
Don't be like me.
It's for fun. It's for fun.
I can't believe I did that still.
But yeah, Cracker, Gabriel, Eureka at the bottom, and it's getting to the wire, girl.
Right.
And with the 6, I mean,
you have to be picky.
You have to be picky, and you have to always, and this in pageants, I would imagine. Every time you go on the stage, it has to be your best look. You can't save it for another date.
Exactly. When I, for one of my national titles, I really had to think of it like competition by competition by competition. You have to give it your all. You can't just be thinking about like before you go on formal wear. You're not thinking about the other ones. You got to think about formal wear and only formal wear. And once formal wear.
You guys got to focus on formal wear.
And also
formal wear.
RuPaul's rule. But you have to like focus on one thing, and then once that one thing is done, you got to lock it up and be like, well, hope that worked out, but we got to focus on the next event. So
no, you're exactly right. Like just focusing, and I think that's one thing that Eureka definitely lacked all the above, which puts her in the bottom 2 with Cameron Michaels.
Yes.
And then they do a brilliant lip sync to New Attitude.
Yes.
And it was so good, girl.
My heart broke.
Yeah.
During this.
I got to tell you, I live for a simultaneous split.
Yes. Ooh.
Girl.
Woo.
And
yes, honey.
When Eureka did the split the first time and then started pardon my French, pounding her pussy on the stage.
Yes.
Girl.
Oh, they said pardon my French. That's so nice. Yes. I was nervous because I've been waiting for like a split from her. I mean, last season she
tore her ACL.
Yeah, and then she got eliminated because the doctors were like, hey, no, you need to get out. You need to, you broke some things. You tore some things and some things. So when she did it, I was just like, whoa.
Oh my God.
Thank God. And then same time, split, didn't look at each other. Oh.
And so RuPaul looks at both of them, and it was incredible.
Yeah.
And she tells Cameron Michaels, Shantae, you stay. Oh my God.
Yes. Which, don't worry, we love Cameron. And what broke my heart more is that like Cameron went back to like the safe spot and broke down.
Oh yeah, it was so sad.
And keep in mind, I rewatched this at work, so I'm sitting there like,
Teary. But then RuPaul turns to Eureka and says, Shantae, you stay. And oh my God, the crowd goes wow. Okay, folks, and last night a new RuPaul did not air.
No. So I went and got my hair done instead.
But it's crazy. RuPaul's been playing, I was texting you this, plays every single Thursday since January 25th or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's played every single Thursday until this week.
And so I'm offended that I don't have a RuPaul. It's like...
Correct, order's ready.
Right. You text me that, I was like, did you just cuss at me? What the fuck?
This is blasphemy.
I don't like this at all. Am I drunk right now?
What's going on? No, it's so true. Which brings us to episode numero 10.
Yes.
Yeah, this was with the Social Media Kings into Queens challenge. And before we get into that, there was a mini challenge that was hilarious.
Yes. Pull my finger.
Pull my finger. Trade.
Which is so funny because you think, like, since they're actually men, you would think they would be good at this challenge, but no.
No.
Who cracked
Some of them are really good, though.
Right.
So, Cameron impressed me.
Yes.
Did you? Okay, we're just going to say it. Did you see Cameron's dong in those pants?
I was just looking at the whole package.
Orders ready. But it was crazy. Me and Alex were watching. We're like,
right. Eureka's like probably
eyes.
hiding in the corner, like, I can't right now. I can't do this.
But then Eureka kills it too. Yeah, she came in as this shit had me rolling. She's like, BJ. What does that stand for?
Oh God, I forgot because I really wanted to say what it really means.
Being a jokester.
And it's so funny because Eureka was like, we gotta dress up like people that we would like to like have in the sack and in my lady parts. And I was like, Eureka, is that who you really want on this side?
The mullet, and I love the chopped up wig as chest hair.
Right, exactly.
But these queens were so funny.
Yes. Monet Exchange was like one of my favorites just because she kept swinging her hips.
She kept getting that sass.
Right, like.
Monet is awesome.
Yes.
And then, yeah, so ultimately the mini challenge winner of that one
was BJ,
Miss Eureka.
Yes.
Which means she got to choose the partners for when the Social Media Kings walked into the room.
Indeed. So read off the kings for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll just read who's paired as well. So Cameron Michaels was paired with Anthony Padilla.
From Smosh.
That's right.
Yes.
Eureka O'Hara was paired with Frankie Grande, who, of course, is a YouTube star and brother to Ariana Grande.
Yes, and I think he did Broadway as well.
I think, very nice. And Big Brother, I think, too.
Oh, yeah, he did
Yeah.
Big Brother.
And then Cracker was paired up with another heterosexual male, which was Chester C.
Chester's freaking awesome.
Freaking awesome. Aquaria was teamed up with Kingsley.
Yes, I like Kingsley, though.
I do, too. Very sweet.
Yeah.
Monet Exchange was teamed up with, who I love, Tyler Oakley.
Yes, Tyler.
YouTube star and author.
Yes.
Asia O'Hara was teamed with Raymond Braun.
Yes, indeedy.
Seemed like a great mix. And that is all of them.
Sorry, I coughed this time. Time to drop my phone.
So
Phone drop. Tongue pop.
Tongue pop, death drop. But yeah, so they had to, the challenge was for them to turn these media kings into their drag sisters.
I want to play footsie with you.
Okay. Gotta go. We're going to be playing some footsie. So they were all really pretty good.
They were. Oh my gosh.
You know.
Like, I'm so glad I wasn't judging that one because they...
Yeah, and so, yeah, the runway challenge was, as we mentioned, sisters. So they had to have some sort of family resemblance.
Exactly.
And I got to tell you, so I'll give you guys the names now as well. Cameron Michaels' partner was Kelly Michaels.
Yes.
Eureka's partner was Eufrika.
Yes.
Ms. Crackers was Ms. Cookie, which I loved. I love that. Aquaria's was
Capricornia?
Capricia Corn.
Oh, that's what it was.
Which was a Capricorn.
Yeah. I was like, it's Capricorn something.
Monet Exchange sister was Short Change.
Short Change, that's right. Because Tyler's a little short.
That's right. Asia O'Hara, her sister was America O'Hara. Very classy, very pageant. I loved that coat they wore on the runway.
Oh, I know. Oh my gosh.
If we could wear that shit to the next DragCon, I'm sold. So we need to find a vendor. If anyone knows, drop us a comment or a tweet.
Well, really, we just got to reach out to Asia and see if she can make us some.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That bitch be sewing and making shit.
She did that shit. Both of those.
Yeah, let's hit her up. Let's make both of them. I bet she's getting a lot of that. I would like a vest.
Ooh.
Ew, yeah.
I just want everything. I just want, like, a rhinestoned out formal dress.
Oh, yes, queen.
Just because I'm a pageant queen.
Because I'm a pageant girl. So who's your favorite makeover?
Oh, favorite maker. You know what? It's gonna seem a little cliche because they won, and then that's a spoiler alert. Ms. Cracker,
Ms.
definitely,
Cracker,
and Ms. Cookie. Like,
It was so good.
At first, Chester seemed a little apprehensive of like doing this and like walking in heels and stuff like that. But the minute that Chester got on the stage, which I'm not surprised because it's Chester, he just got on there and just worked it.
So what is he known for? Is it YouTube?
Yeah, he's YouTube as well. The only one I didn't know was Asia's,
which was Raymond Braun.
Yeah,
who I loved. I thought he was such a great
he's
personality.
He jumped right into it. He was all about it. Like, great attitude. So I need to... Right. So they all had a really good attitude. It seemed like Kingsley was a little apprehensive of it because he's like thought about it, but he was like, I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? You know what I mean?
What did you think? You mentioned Miss Cracker. What did you think about her Violet Chachki-esque?
I loved it.
You liked the headpiece?
I loved it.
Now, see, it kind of killed it for me. I'm like, because they would have looked so much more like sisters.
Yeah.
But I bet you she would have been red for looking too similar.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Like, I like that. You could tell that they were still related with the colors, like mother-daughter almost. But, like, I loved it because it didn't take away from her face. You could still see her face. Like, with Vixen during that hat challenge, the floppy hat takes away from her face.
Yes.
It doesn't. I've done that mistake, too. Like, I've tried to position a big old hat on top of my head, but it fell, so you couldn't see my face.
Oh, so we needed to see your face. But yeah, no, I liked Miss Cracker so hard.
Did you just say you likey?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
That, folks, you guys must remember from the last podcast, is Twice.
With Likey.
That's right. Yes. I love K-pop now.
Good.
Likey.
I converted you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So on a sadder note, the bottom ended up being Cameron Michaels,
Yes.
Monet Exchange, and Aquaria.
Yes.
And the bottom two ended up being Miss Cameron Michaels and Monet.
Which, God, I don't want to talk
That one
about
just
this part.
gave me... That just hurt my heart.
It hurt.
And they had to... I actually loved the lip sync song, Good as Hell by Lizzo, who was also a judge that night.
Yes.
Great song, build. Dead bitch. Now, I am a huge Monet fan, but Cameron Michaels is a lip sync assassin. Flip it, and her splits are flawless.
See, I kind of wish that Cameron was in the bottom more often so we could see...
Just see her do it.
Yeah. So,
and an honorable mention, I will tell you, Euphorica did look really good with that kind of bun on the top.
Yes.
But yeah, back to lip sync, sorry. And ultimately, you know, RuPaul does ask Monet Exchange to sashay away.
I'm starting a petition for that.
Oh my God!
I know.
No, that did kill me. I was like, oh man. And but you remember we did a hashtag at the start of this podcast. Hashtag Monet deserves better.
Yes.
And we will make this happen.
Right. So now, and I don't know if the voting is closed though, but Miss Congeniality voting.
That's right. Open right now for Miss Congeniality.
Yes.
To your point, I'm not sure if it's still open, but
I'm not either, but like I saw one of the queens post the results who was in the lead, and I'm not sure if that's accurate results or not. Like,
is it the Yuha one?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yuha. I mean, although I love her, who is your drag daughter.
Yes, because she called me mom. So by law, I'm now a drag mother. So come on, baby.
Come on, baby. But I don't know if that screenshot was like playful or what. Like it was.
Because it was a big ass jump.
Big jump, baby.
So granted, I did vote for her on my cell phone, and then I voted for Monet on my computer.
Do that again. She'd be using her fingers on the table, like, on my cell phone, and then on my computer, and then on there, and here's my phone.
I don't know what's wrong with me in my hands. I'm so sorry.
There is nothing wrong with you. We love every ounce of you.
I'm just going to cut my hands off. Jesus.
Then you'll use your nubs and you'll be like...
just poking you with my nubs.
Folks who are listening with nubs, we sincerely apologize. But yeah, so no, that was epic. So we are back now to the final 5 of RuPaul's Drag Race, folks.
Ew, oh my gosh.
Isn't that crazy, though?
That's so crazy. Are they going to... Well, because usually for the finale... Well, last season, for season 9, they kind of did like a bracket, didn't they?
Yeah, they let top 4 go in.
Yes.
And they each of them had lip sync, and then they...
Which usually it's top 3.
Exactly. And that's been changing the last couple years.
Right. So I'm curious to see what's about to happen.
There are...
Oops. I almost started shopping.
May the best woman win. Best woman win. People be loving our music, girl.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
But yeah, so RuPaul's Drag Race is going to be wrapping up here in the next couple weeks. We do have some plans in store for fun episodes. If you guys have any ideas for our podcast, please send us an email or tweet us or just hashtag at that podcast.
Yes, before we wrap up though, who do you think's taking the crown?
I think
top 2. Who do you think will be top 2? Or do you want to do top 3?
I think top 2 is a good thing.
Okay.
Let's say that, because if it's the bracket, then it's the final 2 lip sync.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the final 2 that are going to end up on RuPaul's Drag Race is going to be Eureka and Asia O'Hara.
Okay, well, thanks for copying me.
Oh, you do same thing? Mm-hmm.
Well, and I said top 3 because I think if there was a top 3, Miss Cracker.
Oh, yeah. Well, rumor has it.
I don't know what I was trying to do there. There was something I was doing.
Playing a fake piano. But yeah, no, rumor has it though, girl, that on episode 11, Miss Cracker goes home.
Right.
Oh my God, wouldn't that be the upset of the season?
Right. But we heard a couple of rumors that have been true, that have been false.
The one thing that I think it is true though, I'm totally with you though, there's right rumors and wrong rumors. She posted to vote for her for Miss Congeniality. Why would you post that, girl?
Right. And then, like, the queens that we've seen that are still in are like, vote for this person, vote for this person. That is a good point.
So, Nancy Drew, Diane Sawyer of that podcast, y'all. But yeah, so...
and then you just got little old Lori who likes to tap on the table a lot.
Tap on the... tap. But yeah, so... orders up. But yeah, no, so that was that.
Yes, that's it.
Give it up, fake audience.
They fell asleep for a minute. That's fine. Wake them up one more time. One more again.
So yeah, so that was, ladies and gentlemen, the RuPaul's Drag Race RuCap episode.
RuPaul.
But yeah, so we're gonna be back here in the next couple of days / weeks. Check us, weekish. And we'll be back on our regular schedule sooner than later.
Indeed.
And we'll probably be reconvening for not only the show for Pride, but some other fun stuff. So
I'm participating in Pride this year. I'm a great ally.
Yes, you're a great ally.
I'm the greatest ally.
You're the greatest Kirstie Alley, I know.
I'm the best around.
Give it up.
Thank you.
So thank you guys again for listening. We are back on the saddle. We are back at our hour-long podcast. We appreciate you guys so much.
So much.
And I am going to turn it over to my friend, my confidant, my queen, my co-host, El Pity, for our closing.
This is actually Beyonce. I'm just kidding. We thank you guys again for listening so much. We're going to be back once, like you said, we're going to be back soon. So please,
love it.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Once again, please follow, subscribe to all our junk down on the bottom. Please reach out to us on Twitter if you have any ideas of what you want us to cover too.
Yeah.
So it's about to be big and huge, and we got some big plans in store too that we can't talk about yet. So.
And that's that, folks.
Yes.
We love you so much. Listening.
Yes.
We are El Pity and John John. This is that podcast, and
bye.
Bye.
Miss Vanjie.